I'm Brooke Sullivan, 32, and for most of my life, I believed family meant safety. Our home in suburban Madison looked perfect from the outside, a manicured lawn, shining windows, laughter at the dinner table, but behind those walls, control ruled every heartbeat. My mother, Donna Sullivan, decided everything for me. From the color of my childhood bedroom to the college major I'd choose one day, nothing escaped her grasp. My father, David, quiet and composed, followed her lead. His silence was approval enough. My older sister, Stacy, was the model child, straight A's, awards, praise at every gathering. And me. I was the shadow, the not quite enough daughter. At 7, I wanted to play soccer, but Mom said piano was more refined. At 12, I proudly showed her a certificate for a writing contest I'd won. She barely glanced at it before reminding me Stacy's essay had been published. Every triumph I celebrated was cut short by a sharper comparison. Dinner conversations were always about achievements, grades, and future success. I learned to smile and nod, hiding the sting. "You have to be better, Brooke," Mom would say, every word tightening the invisible leash around me. By high school, I'd stopped arguing. I was exhausted, from being molded into something I wasn't, from pretending I didn't feel invisible. I dreamed quietly of freedom, a life where I could make choices without permission. That dream followed me to college, the University of Wisconsin, where I majored in marketing. For the first time, I could breathe. I discovered I loved creating, designing, connecting with ideas that made people feel something. My professor once told me, "You've got a spark, Brooke. Don't let anyone dim it." Those words became my lifeline. Then, one spring afternoon, fate introduced me to Caleb Young, a car mechanic with kind eyes and a calm smile. My car had broken down, and he fixed it while chatting about life, music, and purpose. He was simple, grounded, and proud of his work, everything my family would dismiss. But to me, he was genuine. For the first time, I felt seen, not as a project to improve, but as a person to be loved. That's when I knew, freedom wasn't just a dream. It was a choice. A year into dating Caleb, I decided to bring him home. My heart raced the entire drive. I knew Mom would judge, Dad would nod in quiet disapproval, and Stacy would find a way to humiliate me. Dinner began with polite smiles and forced small talk. But soon, the questions came. "So, Caleb," Mom asked sweetly, slicing her roast, "what do you do?" "I'm a mechanic," he said proudly. "I love solving problems, there's a kind of art in it." The air shifted. Mom's smile froze. "A mechanic," she repeated, her tone clipped. "That's hands-on work." Dad nodded silently. Stacy smirked and added, "My boyfriend Kyle just closed $1 million deal. He's running his own firm now." It wasn't subtle. It wasn't kind. But Caleb smiled, steady as ever. "That's great," he said. "Success looks different for everyone." His grace made me proud, but it enraged Mom. "Brooke, you've got a bright future," she snapped. "You need someone who matches that. You're throwing it away." I clenched my fork. "Mom, his job doesn't define him. He's honest, hardworking, and treats me with respect." Her voice rose. "You owe us better choices." And Stacy, always ready to twist the knife, laughed. "You're dating a grease monkey, Brooke. What's next, a backyard wedding?" The word stung, but something inside me broke free. I stood. "Caleb's more family to me than any of you have been," I said. "He respects me. You just want to control me." Mom slammed her hand on the table. "Choose, Brooke. Us, or him." The room fell silent. For the first time in my life, I didn't hesitate. "I choose him." I took Caleb's hand, and we walked out. No apology. No second guessing. Just freedom, terrifying and beautiful. That night, I realized family isn't defined by blood. It's defined by love, respect, and the courage to stand by what's right. Months later, at my parents' annual Christmas party, I returned one last time, to speak my truth. Caleb and I had secretly married at a courthouse the week before. As relatives mingled, I stood tall. "Caleb and I got married last week, I said, holding up my ring. Silence. Then chaos. Mom's face turned crimson. Married. To him. Dad's voice boomed, in our eyes, you're already dead. The words hit harder than I expected. Final, cruel, and echoing through every inch of me. Stacy's laughter followed, sharp and mocking. A courthouse wedding. How romantic, she sneered. But I didn't flinch. I met their eyes and said one word, understood. Then I left. That night, I deleted their numbers. I blocked their calls. And for the first time in 32 years, I slept without their voices in my head. Caleb and I built a new home, a small apartment downtown, sunlight spilling through wide windows. I poured myself into my work, leading creative projects and landing a major campaign for a local startup. My boss told me, "You've got leadership in you, Brooke. Don't hold back." I didn't. The days were full, sometimes messy, but alive. Caleb supported me through late nights, celebrating every win. And I learned something powerful. Letting go of toxic people doesn't mean hate, it means healing. Freedom came with peace, and the quiet joy of knowing I was finally living as me. 2 years passed before my family reappeared, not with pride, but with desperation. My father's business had failed. Stacy's perfect relationship had fallen apart. And Mom, once unshakable, showed up at my office door with tears in her eyes. "Brooke," she whispered, "we need help." The sight of her, smaller, humbled, made my heart ache. I could have turned her away. But I didn't. I offered them kindness, not to win their approval, but to prove I'd grown beyond needing it. At dinner that night, Mom finally said the words I'd waited decades to hear. "We were wrong. Caleb's a good man. And you're stronger than I ever was." Tears blurred my vision. I wasn't angry anymore. I was free. I forgave them, not because they deserved it, but because I deserved peace. Today, I run my own marketing firm with Caleb as my partner. We help small businesses grow, the way we grew ourselves, from the ground up. Every Christmas, we decorate our apartment, invite friends who became our real family, and celebrate not perfection, but love.